यो व्हाट्स अप एवरीबॉडी, हेलो सुस्वागत, हम सबका स्वागत है एक और जेंशिन इम्पैक्ट के लाइव स्ट्रीम पर। एंड मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ सनराइज होने का, लेकिन ये होके ही नहीं दे रहा है, सो आई एम जस्ट वेटिंग नाउ। और मैं अच्छा लोकेशन ढूंढ रहा हूँ टू स्टार्ट द स्ट्रीम विद अ परफेक्ट लोकेशन, विद अ परफेक्ट व्यू फॉर यू गाइस। यहाँ से कहाँ पे जा सकता हूँ? कहाँ पे होगा? इस साइड ही होगा, जो भी होगा। एक सेकंड, अगर मैं इधर बैठ पाया तो ही मजा है, वरना नहीं। ओके लेट इट बी। मैं एक बार ये सब चेंज कर दूँ, फिर तुम लोग को स्क्रीन शेयर कर सकता हूँ। ओके दिस इज इट। कैमरा 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 कैमरा, देयर यू गो।
People ought not be so frightened of ghosts.
They
are merely talking shadows, chattering away endlessly about their past affairs.
तू भी तो यही बात करेगा फ्लिंस। बच गया, अभी गिर जाता ब्रोस। चढ़ जा फ्लिंस। हाँ ये परफेक्ट लोकेशन मिला है, बस इधर फ्लिंस बड़बड़ ना करे ना तो ज्यादा बेटर है। बस एक बार सनसेट हो जाए, सनराइज आई मीन। ला 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 ला। कैरेक्टर हाइड नहीं, कैरेक्टर तो चाहिए भाई, इसके बिना कैसा चलेगा? ना ये आउट फोकस फोकस नहीं चाहिए। स्माइली फेस, थिंकिंग, यस थिंकिंग। ये मून को जाना ही नहीं है भाई, व्हाट द हेल। कब से खड़ा हूँ, मून जा ही नहीं रहा है। अभी इसको दिन करता हूँ। There you go। अभी स्क्रीन शेयर में यस कर सकता हूँ।
He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night.
There you go,
the march
guys.
of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness.
Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's a shine and rise in the game, and I am the host Carnix, welcoming you guys to the new stream of GENSHIN Impact. ठीक है, अच्छा बोला मैंने, वेरी गुड, शाबाश शाबाश टू माई सेल्फ। थोड़ा सा सनराइज देख ही लेते, उसके बाद जाते। एंड व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग कि आज मैं ट्राई करूँगा, मतलब ऐसा मैंने देखा है इन गेम की, इन गेम नहीं सॉरी, इन समरी मैंने देखा है कि ऑलमोस्ट एंड पे है हम लोग, पर एंड नहीं होगा इतना जल्दी, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा।
Let us have a modicum of patience for the richness
अभी हम लोग जा
and
सकते हैं। बाय
complexity
द वे
of
मैं
humanity.
यहीं पर हूँ,
The
यहाँ पे अपनी
wanton
लोकेशन है
cruelty of the
हमेशा।
few is not worth.
शांति नहीं बैठेगा भाई, जरा खड़ा कर दिया तो बड़बड़ 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 बड़बड़, ये चाहिए था मेरे को। यप, ये एक बार चालू हो जाए, मेरा कैरेक्टर इधर लग जाए। माउस नहीं दिख रहा है ना मेरा, ये अब कैसा शांत खड़ा है, ऐसे ही शांत रहना बे। बहुत खुश नसीब है। यप, no everything is okay, all right, everything good. Now we can continue our story. Go to the novelet's office. We are going to the novelet's office. सो अरे ये डेली कमीशन भी कलेक्ट करना है। आई मीन कंप्लीट तो क्या ही, कंप्लीट तो हो ही गया है। अभी हम लोग इधर है ना, हंटर्स आर्कॉन। आज शायद फोरिना गायब सी हो जाएगी, ऐसा मैंने समरी में पढ़ा है। सो लेट्स सी। ओके यस, नोवेलेट से बात करना है और देखना है कि वो क्या बोलता है अबाउट फुरिना एंड द क्राइसिस वी आर डीलिंग विद। जो कल हम लोग रूइंस में गए थे, जो हम लोगों ने देखा प्रिमोडियल वाटर के बारे में। हाँ चलो, अभी सही है, अब सब कुछ सही है। यस मैडम, क्या बोल रहे थे आप?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Dispute of what things? क्या हो गया बे? चलो अंदर।
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
क्या हो गया? हमें भी बताओ। They are all dead. Yep.
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again.
उधर की बात हो रही ना, अब उसको ही पॉसन भी बोलते।
I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct. Which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to or apologize for a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
See? See, isko pata hai.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. we do not discuss this matter again.
ओ शानी है बहुत.
The opera is about to start. Toodles!
Toodles. वो सामने से निकली. इसने कुछ पूछा नहीं, सीधा भाग गई.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
She seems deeply troubled. She seems to be deliberately hiding something. वो तो है. वो तो छुपा ही रही है.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I'm afraid questions alone might not suffice. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually
Everyone
is.
in her inner circle
Or maybe
has
she
noticed that she is hiding some
know about
secret.
it.
The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But
maybe वो
Farina seems so
सबको
many
बचाने
trials,
के लिए
and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't
ऐसा
just
कर
slip
रही है?
away at the first chance she gets?
हो सकता है
We
ना.
will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
In that case, we will need help.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Okay, I think I know who to call. कौन? किसकी बात हो रही? A few days later, on a boat somewhere in quiet poison. Navia? Navia को बुला रहे हो?
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Everyone मतलब कितने लोग को बुलाया
Poisson
bro?
was just involved in a
Lenit?
disaster,
अच्छा
so
मतलब
it's
यही
presently
लोग होंगे.
devoid of people. That
Lenit,
naturally
Lini.
makes it the best choice.
And here you
Navia.
are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
आर्ले चीनो को
That's
भी
what
बुला भाई,
families
वो
should
बहुत strong
do.
है.
Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
She will be very helpful for us.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know.
एक और कोई
Care
तो
for a
कैरेक्टर
cup?
होना चाहिए.
Lend me your ears,
नहीं,
everyone.
यही तीनों लोग हैं.
Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
ये कौन है? अरे ये फ्रेमिनेंट.
me?
हाँ याद आया.
No, I.
फिर क्लोरीन को भी बुलाओ भाई.
How about you, good sir?
वो भी तो हेल्प कर
I
सकती है
fear that
अपनी.
I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last.
चलो
I
ये भी
guess I'll
थोड़ी
be
नॉर्मल हो
facilitating
गई.
things from here.
That
ओ
was a little
क्लोरीन भी है
long-winded, don't you think?
भाई.
Oh,
नाइस. मुझे लगा
you
नहीं
might be
आएगी.
right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our
इतने ही
friend
है.
here, the traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand. And used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
एटलीस्ट कोऑपरेट कर रहे हैं भाई सब लोग.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
Would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters.
अरे ये सोचो पहले पानी कैसे रोकोगे?
Maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
That's right.
Oh,
मुझे
so
समझा ही
that's
नहीं
what's
अभी ये लोग
going
का
on.
मतलब proper क्या
Sounds
planning है?
very interesting.
Florence hunting metaphor was just that, a metaphor. You will not call this a hunt, because that is not what you should do at present. Nor has the relationship between you and Furina reached such a dire stage. What you need is simply the secret she is keeping. Attempting to take her secrets in an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. This is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. मतलब like उससे बात ही करना है, बात तो नहीं बट हाँ उसके ऊपर एक ट्रायल ये लोग चलाएंगे और उसको ऐसा फंसाएंगे कि वो अपना सब कुछ सच बता दे और मुझे ही लगता है वो बताएगी। अभी के लिए तो प्लानिंग वही लग रहा है, गो टू स्पिना दी रसूला, लेट्स गो। अच्छा पॉइसन ये बोट वाली जगह का नाम है, मुझे लगा ये स्पिना दी रसूला नाम है इसका। मैं तो भाई अभी नीचे स्ट्राइक डाउन करने वाला था, मूवी कट सीन चला गया लोग ने।
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Those meetings sure did make me hungry.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Do you feel more confident after the meetings, Paimon? Well?
It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you?
Is something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
No, I didn't.
Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Oye, tu hai kaun? Invisible. Oh, invisible person.
What a strange conclusion. But also such an interesting one. You two make such a fascinating combo. And
अबे तू है कौन पहले वो बता.
even you feel confused. As such, I couldn't resist but come by for some tea and a chat.
Who are you and what do you want with us?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Friend's disciple, so this is one of the friends of Mona's
Precisely.
master.
Call me in, a mage who wanders the world.
Mage.
At least, that's how my friends have suggested I introduce myself.
Mage N. Allow me to ask you, will Fontaine's prophecies come to...
Prophecy.
True. Sorry.
Yes. What has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
People call such things fate, and it is written in the stars. It cannot so easily be altered.
There it is again, faith. Mage and faith. यही लिखा है ना मैंने क्या बोलते हैं thumbnail में. Can there really be no exceptions?
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
तो prophecy तो सच होगी लेकिन अलग वे से. Something like that.
What is she talking about?
मैं समझ गया
It
पाइमोन.
all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
पाइमोन की फटी पड़ी है. The tea in the teacup is just about gone as well.
I believe that you understand.
उसने पी लिया होगा ना
right?
फिर.
Some things are insignificant, but others, you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future.
जैसे
All
कि
you need to do is to play your part.
वो तो हम लोग
This
कर
was
रहे
good tea, by the
हैं.
way. Thank you for your hospitality.
हमने क्या
Well,
किया? हमने
that'll
कुछ
be
नहीं
all for
किया.
today.
The voice. It's gone.
ओए अपना कप लेके जा. Mage N. Is this the clue you are leaving for us? इसका कप चेक करो. इसके कप में होगा. Unexpected news. When you wake up, someone seems to be outside. अरे कप तो चेक करते हैं. Paimon hears something. Someone talking. Okay, all right.
All right, coming.
You're getting more diligent.
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
कुछ दिनों के बाद आई है वैसे. How have you been these past few days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes, it was Charlotte.
Charlotte.
I assume you've heard of her, no? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Actually, someone already came over. Your master. You tell Mona about your mysterious case.
Goodness gracious.
Mysterious
Are you serious?
case. Yep, I am serious. I believe she came to pass a message to us.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
So there
The
is a
Hexen
way
Circle members
कि
are
prophecy रुक
certainly
जाए.
anything but ordinary.
उसने
As
बस
for
एक
the
hint दे
ancient
रखा है
N,
भाई.
The old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... Well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so...
उसने बोला ना कुछ तो blind spots होंगे. Loop holes तो हर चीज में
Perhaps
मिलेंगे.
it is something
बस
that you
अपने को
cannot
ढूंढना है
know
वो
right
चीज.
now.
True, her words were meant as a helpful hint, but when will we realize their value and meaning? Was that the best answer that my question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Yes, we are all right.
We're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
I see.
End is coming, that is right.
I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate.
At least we can
so far
stop
as I have
that.
seen, it cannot be swayed. But
Or
even
maybe we
so,
can change the prophecy.
I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful.
ये चीज मैंने कल ही बोली
Perhaps
थी.
that's what N was trying to tell
कोई
you.
तो वे होगा भाई इसको
Not to
रोकने
lose
का.
heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
Don't worry about it, Mona, and thank you so
It was worth
much
trying to comfort you,
for
even if only a little.
solving
I
एक
believe
दो
that you'll help
questions.
those who are struggling in the same way I did.
लेकिन there are so many
I
questions.
suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Coincidence नहीं, वो भी एक क्या बोलते हैं
Paimon
उसको?
feels kind of
Prophecy
moved by
kind of
what
thing
Mona
ही है.
said, but also kind of sad too.
कि कोई ना कोई हमें आके
Paimon
वे
suddenly
बता कर
feels like
जाएगा.
going outside for a walk. What?
अभी वॉक पे
Let's
जाएंगे.
walk around the city, shall we? There's
देखा
a few spots we always like to walk by.
अभी इसने बोला ना वॉक पे जाओ. उधर भी कोई ना कोई तो मिल जाएगा, देख लेना। और ये लोग दुनिया भर की बात करेंगे। I am pretty sure about it because पाइमोन गजब है भाई। मुझे लगता है इधर एक चेस्ट होनी चाहिए। गिर मत। चेक करके जाएंगे। 10-20 हजार, 30 हजार, 15 हजार, ठीक है। एटलीस्ट 10-20 के बीच में तो है। मुझे बस चेक करना इधर है क्या इतना ऊपर। अगर ये लोग ने स्टेयरकेस दिया हुआ है कुछ तो होना चाहिए ना। See, there is a chest. Just take it and leave it.
To the adventurer go the spoils. This loot's all yours.
हाँ, ये सब तो होता रहेगा। चलो बाहर ही जाना है ना अपने को अभी। यप, यहाँ से जंप मारते। This will be a great spot to jump. जंप करने की भी जरूरत नहीं, भाग के जाओ। देखो there are loopholes जिससे प्रोफेसी थोड़ी तो चेंज होगी। ओके
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper.
पहले पढ़ो भाई,
what's
क्या
going
लिखा है।
on?
वांटेड लिखा होगा, वांटेड। 100 रुपया। Maybe we are famous.
Let Paimon see. The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
हो सकता है। हेलो सिनिस्ट्र, पूरा नाम क्या है भाई? Sinistria. Hello Sinistria, welcome to the stream and enjoy the stream. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we are easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead. That sure seems to be the case.
Seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Sure, Paimon. Who is your main browski? He is the one. But he's not maxed yet.
Try to keep up.
Just to travel, he's the one. And for the fight, columbina and flins.
Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Also, Varka, what's your AR? It's 55. जैसे सबका होता है भाई 55. वैसे मेरा भी है 55. 56 होने को बहुत टाइम चला जाएगा. Let's see कितना टाइम लगता है 56 होने के लिए. There are 60 levels.
Quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake!
Not pro. I am kinda pro. Kinda pro. थोड़ा pro. It hasn't already sold out for the day.
Oh, it's so delicious.
अरे तुम लोग खाना वाला चीज स्किप ही करना चाहिए.
Someone showed up after. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
देखा ये लोग वॉक पे निकलते कोई ना कोई मिल ही जाता है.
It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Cake and coffee.
Usually every day.
I don't know what kind of combination is that.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
मैं चाय और केक
Then
ले
what if
सकता
someone
हूँ।
told you one day that this
कॉफी का
place
पता
would be
नहीं।
closing soon and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well,
Oh, the No. It's the same for eating in general.
अरे हटाओ, ये सब खाने की बात कर रहे हैं, प्रोफेसी की बात कोई नहीं
Don't
कर।
be sad. Excuse me, could I have these 2 slices are for
After
you?
doing nation
you know,
last
see,
I
act,
sure do. She said
I
that
got
I've
my-
got something else to do, so I'll be
अच्छा,
going now. You
Natland.
do try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right?
मतलब मुझे भी
Bye.
उतना टाइम लगेगा सीरियसली? भाई इतना टाइम लगेगा 56 होने के लिए? मैं तो मारी जावा।
all right, let's dig in.
तुम लोग खा लो यार, स्किप करने दो ये सब।
It's more delicious than. Sure would be nice if
खाने
we
वाली
could
बात
always
को क्या ही
eat
सुनने
delicious.
का। निकलो यहाँ से भाई, इम्पोर्टेंट बात सुनेंगे। आफ्टर डूइंग नाइटलैंड लास्ट एक्ट। तो मेरा अभी कितना है? 55 ऑन दिस। 56 होने के लिए कितना टाइम जाएगा ब्रो? भाई क्रेजी। अरे हट। मैं थोड़ा सा खाना लेके जाना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि मेरे पास अभी नहीं है, मतलब होगा भी बट स्टिल आई वांट टू बाय सम। ओह रेसिपीज भाई लो, सारे रेसिपीज लो भाई, सब काम के। ये फोन में करना चाहिए, फोन में बेटर आता है, फटाफट हो जाता है फोन में। भाई AR-60 पे पहुंचने के लिए कितना टाइम जाएगा? क्योंकि इसमें AR-60 ही है बस लास्ट, उसके ऊपर तो नहीं है, उतना तो मैंने देख लिया। पैसा तो है मेरे पास, ठीक है खरीद लेते हैं अभी जो जो खरीद सकते हैं। देखो ये 12 ही है भाई, इसको और लेना पड़ेगा, फ्लोर बनाना पड़ेगा मेरे को, कोई तो कुकिंग स्टेशन ढूंढना पड़ेगा। अरे बाय कर। और ये 10-10 के अमाउंट में क्यों मिल रहा है भाई? 100 भी तो मिलता है। व्हाट द हेल, इतना कम क्यों मिल रहा है इधर? लाइक आई डोंट माइंड बट स्टिल भाई अगर 100 के अमाउंट में रहेगा तो खाना बनाना इजी हो जाएगा ना। चलो ठीक है, मैं मॉन्सडेट और सुमेरु वाले जगह से ले लूंगा। मॉन्सडेट है, सुमेरु है एंड इनाजुमा भी है, पर लेकिन इनाजुमा में मैं कभी ट्रैवल बैक किया ही नहीं हूँ तो आई डोंट नो। इनाजुमा में एक ही बार जाना हुआ है, उसके बाद कोई मिशन नहीं है वहाँ पे फॉर मी।
Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Let's go then.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
अच्छा मुझे लगा ये वाओ मेरे एंट्री को बोल रही है।
You've got some nerve. You just used us to make some quick mora.
Can we negotiate a profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really?
अरे अब भी खा क्या है?
You're the best.
पाइमन खा लेगी, उसको बहुत खाना
You're
लगता
almost a
है।
little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
A friend of ours met you a while back, and when she mentioned it, we thought of coming to see you. Her name's Mona.
डायरेक्ट काम की बात करे तो अच्छा लग रहा है।
Ah, so you know Miss Mona as well. She's a guest columnist for our paper. Really good one, too. She's so young and already such a brilliant astrologist. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case,
इसको भी अच्छा
can
लग
this
रहा है, वाह।
daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
You seriously want to interview me?
Yeah. Are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it.
पाइमन इंडिया में
But
आके
not
देख,
right now, of course. I'll need
5
a
साल
few
के
days to
बच्चे का भी
prepare.
इंटरव्यू होता है।
Oh. In that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and...
हाँ पूरा पॉडकास्ट वाला ही एरिया
much to
बना
get
ले
done now.
तू वाई भी
Talk
बना
to
ले
you later.
पॉडकास्ट वाली बाय बाय
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
चली गई अभी क्या
And what's
पूछेगी
that?
ओ इधर ही है
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
जिंदा तो होनी चाहिए वो उस टाइम के लिए
That's the prophecy you're talking about,
ओ
isn't
सॉरी
it?
आज की बात कर रही है
I
ना
mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, so in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless.
तो इसको डर ही नहीं है
And do you
मरने
know what
का
I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible.
Okay, she is
I'm not a
thinking
dreamer,
that
nor
she'll
am I a workaholic,
she'll
but I
stay
do
alive.
love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
जा चलिए चलिए
That's so nice. All of
लेकिन
a sudden,
जिंदा तो
Paimon
रहनी
actually
चाहिए
kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Okay, let's go.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
फाउंटेन जाने वाला है ना बाकी जगह तो रहेगी मैं उधर देख लूंगा क्या करना है it's just like Charlotte said, suddenly trying to consider what to do is pointless. बात तो ये भी सही है.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things.
वही तो मैं बोल रहा
We
हूँ.
didn't have
हम
to
लोग रुकते
either
कहाँ
with
पे एक
us
जगह
always
पे?
being on the road and whatnot.
Until that moment comes, I think I'll keep journeying on.
You mean still traveling?
Yes, cherishing every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Huh.
और अपनी बहन को ढूंढना है ये भी तो
What we've
बोल.
always been doing?
The band goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return to your accommodations and end this busy day. कहाँ से busy day? तो घूम तो रहे तुम लोग. The next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Risulla safe house at the Fluescendre. Navia, having finished her business in Poison, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. All goes well and हमारा interview भी छप चुका है न्यूज़पेपर में and then हम आगे बढ़ते हैं हमारे मिशन के तरफ.
Stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure.
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervilat sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropede.
You are... No, so are you under the impression that we might be wanted criminals?
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Did something happen?
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
A riot?
Riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious.
लेकिन किसका?
Lady Farina was watching a
Depend
performance
करता है.
at the Opera House. And while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her, loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in. The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Marechaussee Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Marechaussee has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
I understand the situation. वो नीचे गई होगी ruins में.
Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading.
हाँ चल शान बैठ. चल ruins में इतना तो पता है अपने को.
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
You should got on quickly.
If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Nervillet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
I say becoming a detective's done by some good. Looks like those detective novels have an
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come.
Let's go. अरे डायरेक्ट चले जाते हैं. अभी यहाँ से मैं जाऊँ. पोसॉन जाना है. पोसॉन ये शिप पे. यहीं पे फुरीना बैठी होगी या तो फिर ये कुछ प्लान करती होगी.
Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
तो तुम लोग किस बेसिस पे यहाँ पर आए? ओह एक्चुअली है यहाँ पर. ये देखो फुरीना. मुझे लगा ऐसे ये लोग तुक्का मार के आए भाई, लेकिन ना यहीं पे. Hello Farina.
It's Farina right over there. She really is.
Stay quiet for now.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless.
अरे ये तो demotivate हो गई.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
अरे सब लोग नहीं मरे, कुछ लोग बच गए.
I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry, but what can I even do? Other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over.
Farina.
Who's that?
हम लोग हैं भाई.
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina,
अभी तू रो रही थी.
You were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving.
क्यों
I'm
छुपा रही
still
है?
trying to process it.
अब भी सुना हम लोग ने.
Who
तो
did
क्या
that
बोल रही थी?
uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts. They even dare to tout their archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marish Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
ये हंस रही है भेंडी. Stop trying to act tough, Rina. You're actually beyond devastated right now, aren't you?
Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
क्या करोगे? After her, आकर क्या करोगे? मारोगे?
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they?
अरे मारेंगे फरीना, भड़के हुए वो लोग.
I can't let them
भाग
get
जा
their
यहाँ
way.
से. भाग गई, सच्ची में भाग गई.
Farina just ran off.
हाँ, क्योंकि लोग आ रहे हैं ना मारने के लिए. Let's go then. फरीना को ढूंढो फिर से. पकड़म पकड़ाई खेलो उसके साथ. लोग भी भाग रहे हैं उसके पीछे. यप. गायब. ऊपर देखो, ऊपर उड़ गई होगी वो लोग. अरे छुपे हुए. ठीक है भाई.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
तू पहले आएगी, बाद में करेंगे ना. लीड द वे कर रही है. चल अभी बता तू क्या छुपा रही है हम सबसे. अभी बताएगी तू सब कुछ, ठीक है? अभी इज्जत से बता. चल पट.
No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer and
कुछ भी बोल दो. अब क्या हो गया?
What's happening?
The ground's just struck, I suspect.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, did it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Nouvellette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, but the people of Poisson, they've already...
Hate you. Has Furina finally reached her limit? Now that she's talking about her actual feelings, she's starting to look far less stiff. You being to talk amongst yourselves, says Furina slowly, blah, 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 blah.
I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
But even then, you still haven't given up, right?
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
But that would also mean that all hope would disappear.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate
तुझे भगवान
is
बना
really
रखा है, तू ऐसे give up
unreasonable, isn't
करेगी?
it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just
कुछ
now,
बाकी तो जिंदा है,
it
उस पे तो
all
ध्यान दे.
became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end.
कैसे करेगी ये?
That's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the strict. Don't
बस
take
मूड
it.
चेंज करके करेगी तू. We are running out of time. We can't just go back to square one like this. I have to get more information out of her. Furina. You might not have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. अरे उसको पता है वो मरने वाली है, ठीक है? वो यही छुपा रही है. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. It's just share it with me. I am what you'd call a witness.
A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
ऐसी बात नहीं है. There's no time left. Please, Furina, just spit it out. चल बता अभी. ट्रुथ बता, ट्रुथ. हमें जानना है ट्रुथ. बता. आई उई मत कर, बता जल्दी. अरे यार ये भूकंप नहीं रुक रहा. ओ. अच्छा यही उठा कर लेकर आए थे क्या हम लोग? मतलब भाई कौन उठा कर लेकर आया ये? अच्छा ये लेकर आया. क्यों? मे भी सबको पता है ऑलरेडी कि फुरीना क्या डील कर रही है अकेले.
This concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
फुरीना को फाइट करना तो नहीं आता.
I see.
शायद.
It seems like you have made up your
I don't
mind.
know my. Eh? See? She's not fighting.
I can't believe it. She just surrendered.
और टाइम आने पे फाइट करेगी शायद.
Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly
ये पीछे वाले तो
humiliating.
सिर्फ ताली बजाने के लिए रखे हुए हैं.
What is the meaning of this?
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve.
सच बता दे, सब कुछ बता दे.
Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time, I will protect you.
सच बता देना, ये लोग ऐसे चुप हो जाएंगे.
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo! Oh, now we're making history!
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
We were so close to getting her to tell us the truth and it still turned out like this in the end. ये लीनी की वजह से कुत्ता लेकर आया ना अपने को इधर, झंडू इंसान थोड़ा रुक नहीं सकता था भाई, वो बताने वाले थे. इट्स ओके, ठीक है भाई, अभी क्या कर सकते. इट्स ओके दो. As long as we can defeat Furina in code, we'll still have a chance to figure everything out. यार ये लीनी येड़े दिमाग का, रुक जाता यार थोड़ा. सुन रहा तो था ना, वो लेकर आया यहाँ पर, ठीक है. Obviously उसको सुनाई तो देता होगा बाहर तक क्या चल रहा है अंदर.
The trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
तुम लोग को बोलने की परमिशन नहीं है, शान बैठो सब ऑडियंस.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the opera house as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
अच्छा, सब
The
लोग
people's
अपने ही हैं.
resentment against their archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Araneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Yup.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Sorry about that. We deserved you back then.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
अब ये लोगों को लग रहा है कि ये सच बोल
that is
देगी.
correct.
For real.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler, I
उसका कोई reply नहीं
suppose
है.
your
Thank you.
role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
You guessed it wrong. My mission was to give you one last chance. We hope that you share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage. लेकिन ये सब बहुत जल्दी हो गया ना?
Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done.
अभी तो चांस है, अभी
The
बता
stage
दे.
is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Yeah, the only thing we can do now is to judge the Hydrorchon. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by that conversation earlier. What did Farina want to say to me right before we arrived on the stage?
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh?
Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine!
Huh?
So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
It's a super practical gift. I never would have thought of using it this way. Okay, Paimon is smart, लेकिन इसमें लिखा क्या है?
Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
Okay, sure. हमें भी
You
बताओ.
defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess this is the first time Monsieur Nervillette had a difference of opinion with the oratories. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out. A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something. The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think. According to Monsieur Nervillette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time.
तो अभी भी होंगे क्योंकि
I nearly
child तो
lost
आया
my
नहीं ना.
awesome friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
Don't tell me a trial मुझे लड़ना है.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position.
इसलिए ये
The
book दिए
trial
हुए.
shall now begin.
हाँ, भाई मुझे ही करना है.
Oh, come on,
चलो मैं तो कुछ भी select करके हो
There's
जाएगा.
no
ये
need
game
to
है वैसे
repeat
भी.
all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Traveler बात कर रहा
Instead,
है.
I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
बड़ा accusation लगा दिया
I came here
भाई.
thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted.
Woo! Nervillette ने भी मान
Lady
दिया भाई.
Farina,
एक
do
second.
you plead guilty to the charge?
रुक जा आंसर सुनने से पहले एक सेकंड भाई. ये तो मैंने चालू अरे ये मुझे सिर्फ चालू करने दो. अरे ये नहीं, मेरी जवान मजा आएगा, बड़ा वाला खुलासा कर दिया ये लोग ने, कमीने लोग हैं साले। ओ मुझे बस ये चीज OBS पे दिखनी चाहिए, दैट्स इट। ओके OBS पे दिख रहा है।
लेक्सी सब्सक्राइब्ड योर चैनल।
यस थैंक यू सो मच, आपने बता दिया, यही आपकी बहुत बड़ी कृपा हो गई। Okay, let's go to the game again. Yep. Lady Furina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty?
तो सच बता भी
There is
लोगों
no
को।
way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Can she fight?
Yeah,
Doubt
I've
her
never
here.
questioned her identity either.
Can she protect
Sure,
you?
Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
Did you guys? No. Have you guys ever seen her to fight anywhere?
I have cause to believe
Doubt
that
her here.
common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See?
वो बात तो सही है, but
Even the
still.
Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of justice that you will not have to face trial for
बातें
making
घुमाना
a
आता है
false
यार।
accusation.
एक सेकंड
We will
भाई।
treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
वैसे तो अभी हम लोग लॉयर बने हुए हैं।
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's
ये
claims,
बात
but
घुमाने वाली
also
लेडी के साथ बात
overturn the
करना तो
long-held beliefs of the people.
है जरा मुश्किल है। The people only see you as their archon because that's their long-held belief. हाँ सच क्या है वो तो पता ही नहीं है ना किसी को।
I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
I gotta think carefully. What do we know to be special about Furina exactly? Okay. Child conviction that the newly believed child to be innocent or trespass blah blah blah. ये नहीं है. Irrelevant. Okay. These two things are the also this. And communicated with you by connecting your consciousness. She believes the prophecy will certain happen. But that you needn't give up. नहीं ये तो नहीं है. Naive. During the diplomatic meeting with the Naive, she revealed that she had already probed Furina on her own and believes it possible that not only is Furina not really the Archon, but that she is actually afflicted with some sort of curse. Let's see. ये होना चाहिए. Hello भाई क्या हाल चाल एकदम बढ़िया.
You may be a member of another long-lived race.
Good evening,
which would
Gaurav.
allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Such as a curse. वैसे हम लोग आज बोल रहे हैं, हम लोग अभी फिलहाल ये कर रहे हैं, अपना केस लड़ रहे फूरिना के अगेंस्ट में, उसको रॉन्ग प्रूफ करने के लिए एंड रियल हाइड्रो आर्कन और प्रोफेसी को सामने लाने के लिए, और फूरिना हम सब से क्या छुपा रही है उस चीज के लिए. सो आज हम लोग लॉयर बने हुए. सो आ जाओ. Such as a curse, yes. तो
Who
500
gave
साल
you
कैसे
that
जी?
idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
It doesn't matter who give us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
क्योंकि नेवेलेट तो खुद हाइड्रो आर्कन है भाई, वो डिवाइन पावर है ना. फुरीना के पास तो ऐसा कुछ पावर है ही नहीं, वो बस एक प्रोफेसी का पार्ट है, राइट? यही होना चाहिए, लाइक मेरी तरफ से तो यही थॉट है भाई. So Furina, instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Furina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Wait, that one trial proved the opposite. Furina actually has no control over the Oratrice at all. हाँ, ये भी तो है. She believes the prophecy will certainly happen, but that you needn't give it up. Nah. The truth behind the serial disappearance of a young woman case. It turns out the Fontainians can be dissolved by water from the primordial sea. Over the years, Vasher kidnapped and dissolved many young girls for his experiments to try and find a way to bring back his wife, who had been dissolved. Nah. No. हाँ, ये होगा. I'm going with that, bhai.
You tried to reference the
Lawyer बनना तो
Oratrice.
मुश्किल है भाई.
But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
लोगों को तो करना पड़ेगा ना तुझे explain.
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial.
सही बात है.
You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
भाई तू कहाँ खड़ी है वो भी देख. ट्रायल तेरे पे चल रहा है.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court.
सही बात है. Rules are rules,
that
bro.
all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
सही बात है.
The real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the oratories.
Sure, we can put the oratories aside for you, but then, Miss Furina, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power or as an Archon?
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience.
ये बताओ ना भाई, इसकी power भी तो जाननी है.
Demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon.
हाँ तो वही तो पूछ रहा हूँ, क्या है?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Yeah, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an Archon can at least match the capacities of the human with a vision. Vision तो इसके पास भी है, एक गले में दिख रहा है और ये भी एक कुछ तो है और इसके सेम पीछे भी एक है, ये हमने देखा था. Human vision के साथ चलते. Let's see.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Oh भाई.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
इसको बातें घुमाना आता है यार.
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
See, चलो बातें घुमाना आता है at least.
Seems like nobody's buying for
We are
Rina's
winning.
excuse.
No, it seems like buying for Rina's excuse.
Hey,
yes.
Come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
Farina, सच बता दे.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
सबकी memory भी गायब की है उसने.
That's enough.
हाँ बता सच बता चल शानी.
Then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
अगर तू है तो फिर वो प्राइमोर्डियल सी वाटर को रोकने के लिए तू क्यों नहीं गई? न्यूवेलेट क्यों गया?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument.
मैंने जो बोला वो बोलो ना. अरे जो अभी मैंने बोला वो बोलो. If we can't prove that she isn't the Archon, we can try to prove that she is just a human. And if she's only human, become Lini's attorney. The murder case unfolded in the midst of the Lini and Lini's first performance in the Grand Opera House. They were cleared of the accusations leveled against them. Their identities as agents of the House of the Hearth were revealed. Nah. Now we are falling into the model. Nah. हाँ इसके टाइम पे भी तो नॉवेलेट आया था. Only the protection of the dead members of spirits was prevented. ये भी meaningless है. ये irrelevant है. The entrance of the primordial sea is sealed. Beneath the forbidden zone is the fortress of Merpad, and certainly the primordial sea has nearly broken out. It was only temporarily pushed back by Nuret's power. ये select करते हैं. Let's see. क्योंकि ये वाला तो हमने witness किया था ना. नहीं? अच्छा मतलब ये नहीं है. ओके फर्स्ट टाइम गलत ही हो गया भाई मेरा. Now we are falling. ना let's see ये woman case वाला. ये भी नहीं. Oh.
That all Fontainians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea, and that means
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
At least तो अपनी power use तो करके
Miss
बता थोड़ी
Navi,
सी.
please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Oh, ये तो भाई अपना law के साथ ही चलेगा ना. Rule करेगा ये.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn.
हाँ, चल अभी चुपचाप बैठ जा.
Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends.
चल.
Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
ओए सच्ची में आ रही है. अबे सच में आ गई. ए येड़ी मत कर. Farina.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... That's not what we thought she would...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Fourth slate ये तो नहीं था. ओए सच में कर दिया.
Hey!
She actually... Let's see भाई क्या होता है.
Look!
ओए gloves निकाल के gloves निकाल के touch कर.
My hand is still here. I haven't been dissolved. Will you believe me now?
अचानक से सब पानी बन
your
जाएगी.
Archon. I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water. Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siege? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewin.
इसने सिर्फ देखा है ऐसा दूर से. क्या चेक किया bro?
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur,
mix किया था ये लोग ने मतलब.
we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe... You...
But what's really going on here? Farina can't have not known the consequences of touching that water as a human. This is too unlike how she usually acts, unless it's actually more important for her to keep up her facade than to save her own life. But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial sea water? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Nah, no one is believing her.
Please,
no one is believing
everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
नहीं है तू. I am sorry, फरीना. लेकिन तुझे सच बताना पड़ेगा. ये सब तेरे अच्छे के लिए ही कर रहे हैं हम लोग. क्योंकि जो चीज तू छुपा रही है हम सबसे, उस चीज के लिए सब लोग मिले हुए हैं.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Let's go. बता दे फुरीना यार, सबको पता. सच ही हो रहा है भाई ये सब, क्योंकि ये बता भी तो नहीं रही है येड़ी. सब लोगों ने अभी तुझे गलत ही समझा है. अब कर ले और छुपा ले.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is
guilty. Farina is guilty. Yes. Farina, चलो जेल में चलो. या तो बता दे क्या छुपा रही है, और एल्स रोती बेट. यहाँ पे कोई म्यूजिक नहीं डाला यार इन लोग ने. और
We shall now turn to the oratrice.
Sorry. मतलब मैंने कम रखा है, बट होना तो चाहिए था यहाँ पे म्यूजिक. बहुत साइलेंट सा हो गया ये चीज पूरा. We shall not render the final verdict on the charges. Sure, let's go. क्या निकला verdict? ये कौन सा कार्ड जाता है अंदर? Okay, अच्छा ये पूरा
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Farina is
not guilty. What the hell?
Well, what's wrong? What's the oratrice's verdict?
It can't be. Did the oratrice just declare Farina to be innocent?
No, the oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
भाई हाइड्रो आर्कन तो ये न्यूविलेट है.
Death sentence?
न्यूविलेट को मरना पड़ेगा देन. फुरीना जिंदा रहेगी. भाई ये तो उल्टा पुल्टा ही हो गया.
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
और
the
लो,
one and
ये
only time
सच्ची
the
हो गया.
death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice?
Farina's been sentenced to death by
Not
the oratrice.
Farina. Farina तो बस गिरती है.
The trial to show her the seriousness of things, so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this
Death sentence तो न्यूविलेट को मिलेगा.
This outcome is indeed quite strange.
हाइड्रो आर्कन तो वो है.
According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Fache wasn't sentenced to death by the oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
What's most strange is instead of Farina, the oratrice rendered judgment on the Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, The oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
भाई इसके पीछे कोई तो बैठा हुआ है, उसको पकड़ो। ये तराजू के पीछे कौन बैठा है, उसको पकड़ो।
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Oh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
With some help from the other fraternity.
Is that the first
fourth slate? अबे ये कौन है बीच में?
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no.
ये फादर एर्लेचिनो को बोल रहे ना, वही ये फतुई लीडर। Don't worry.
Thank you for your hard work,
अरे
Mr.
यार मैंने
Fremine.
पढ़ा नहीं, बस सिलेक्ट कर
Please
दिया
allow me
मैंने।
to review
Sorry.
the record left on the slate.
Let's see, Nuelet, अपने मरने से
believe
पहले
that you
देख
have
ले।
already seen the other existing slates.
Yes.
Would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Yeah. आ रहा हूँ। भाग क्या आ रहा हूँ?
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
This looks like कौन है? The previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings. Whoa! Oh, तो ये death sentence है.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon.
And we know who's the Hydro Archon
so when
here.
you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
मुझे याद है, कल ही तो हुआ था ये। Okay. Oh, ये सब करना पड़ेगा as the verification process continues. The fountain water level in the menu. Okay. अच्छा ये चारों को लाइन में लगाना है, that's it. Okay, समझ गया जी.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
ये उसने कर रखा है, ठीक है. और वो जो बीच में दिख रहा है ना, वो लड़का है, ठीक है. वो है मेन हाइड्रो आर्कन.
Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. Huh. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
नाविया के साथ हुआ ये चीज.
Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on.
वो अभी हो रहा है ये वाला चीज. ये चीज अभी हुआ जस्ट फुरीना के साथ.
We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Verify the truth with Nivelet.
That doesn't sound quite right.
क्यों?
Let's think about this.
I guess with her then. नहीं, फिर फुरी नहीं होगी यहाँ पे. नहीं, फिर नाविया. एक सेकेंड, नाविया के साथ तो ये वाली चीज हुई है ना.
It's not as simple. When the stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Oceanids, जो बचाने के लिए आए थे इसको. चलो ये वाला तो पता है अपने को, ये फाइनल कर लेते हैं. नहीं? तो इसने जो प्रोफेसी की थी ये भी नहीं. ये.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society. But not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true if...
Oh, sorry, मैंने last वाला पढ़ा नहीं. I mean, सुना नहीं. After the court proved that Furina was not the Hydra Archon, the verdict displayed by the authorities was actually the Hydra Archon guilty to be punished by a sentence.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalet mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
I guess with the child. Yep, child का ही ना. It turns out the fountains can be dissolved by water from the primordial sea. Over the years, Vasher kidnapped and dissolved many young girls for his experiments to try and find a way to bring back. हाँ, यही होगा फिर.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. Yes. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Case is solved. अभी अपना
Nivelet into the primordial sea, but won't cease
सबको जिंदा करेगा फिर से.
Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an Oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The stone slate's content can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
चलो अभी एक और बार जजमेंट होगा, एक और बार ट्रायल चलेगा. I guess चारों स्लेट्स प्रूव कर दिए हमने.
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now. So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
The first slate reveals that Fontanians are not real humans.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
तुम लोग सब Oceanids हो.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis.
Yep.
The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids.
Correct.
Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Correct. The second slate reveals that the crime of the Hydra Archon was her creation of Fontanians from Oceanids.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
As for the third slate, I'll still convinced that it should come after the fourth slate.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate?
The fourth slate depicts the fulfillment of the prophecy as it's already built.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Okay, तो मतलब अभी जो ट्रायल का क्या बोलते हैं वो जो भी वर्डिक्ट निकला है वो उसको माना नहीं जाएगा ना?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. Okay. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the 3rd and 4th stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
So they are in the right order. What is the 3rd slate supposed to represent then?
A key point of the visual on the 3rd slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
It can't be.
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
I don't know, it feels like there's no way out of this.
No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions.
Yehi to dead hai.
About the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
I have? Wait, could it be what? कौन सा encounter कर रहे हो? अरे फिर से ultimate proof.
This eruption is just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
Child. पकड़ो उसको. वही है उधर primordial sea में. Just what is the true source of the catastrophe? Verify the truth. Child. पकड़ो इसको. Bandy यही होगा. नहीं? The whale in the dream. You saw child floating in the sea.
It was both dream and reality.
हो गया? Oh, मैंने सही पकड़ लिया एक ही बार में. Nice. Let's go.
That could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
Right.
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
क्या हो गया? ये क्या हुआ? पर्पल क्यों हो गया अचानक? पर्पल वायलेट. Actually the water is flowing out right now. See? अरे वेल ही बाहर आ गई. उईमा डार्लिंग. अरे चाइल्ड को इसकी पावर मिलती है, राइट? मैं भूल गया था ब्रो. चाइल्ड के पास ये वेल वाली पावर होती है. नाउ आई नो. मैं क्यों भूल गया ये चीज और कैसे भूल गया. नो. चाइल्ड आएगा. यप. चाइल्ड विद द सेकंड फॉर्म ऑफ हिज ऑलमोस्ट डेविल. ओ भाई इतना ज्यादा स्ट्रेंथ है भाई चाइल्ड तेरे में. लेट्स गो. चिल्ला क्यों रहा है? हवा में कैसे उड़ रहा है वैसे तू? वापिस चला गया. लेट्स गो. ठीक है भाई. प्रोफेसी रोक दी भाई. और इसने अपने आप पे इसने कंट्रोल करना सीख लिया. लेट्स गो. वेरी गुड चाइल्ड. और फिर से चला गया. अबे पोर्टल ही खोल दिया भाई वेल ने बीच में. क्रेजी फाइट. तो थोड़ी सी फाइट ही हुई बट ठीक है.
Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
That's right. I'd wager that it's also the one that child saw when he was young.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it is chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
अभी तो वही ऑप्शन है, whale के साथ fight करते. चलो चलो.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late.
What do you mean?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Teyvat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end. No matter what.
Let's go then.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा, अभी क्या कर सकते? और else हम जा सकते to fight the whale.
The prophecy. Yes. What has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
ये N की बात सुन रहा है. I mean, याद कर रहा है. After everything, it still turned out like this. We couldn't fight against fate. But what if this is all about fate?
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners, where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
Could it be that even if the prophecy will be fulfilled, there will still be the way to save everyone? Did I miss something? Furina को पकड़. Forgot about Furina. What was it that she wanted to say to me at that last moment in the giant magic box? What is her real secret? Furina, yes, Furina. चल, Furina को पकड़ो. ओ ये अपने आप घूम रहा है. ये क्या हो गया भाई?
What's happening with the oratories?
ये अपने आप घूम रहा है.
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina!
Okay, ये मूवी चल रहा है, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता इसमें. I am also enjoying it.
I still need answers.
Just like you guys. ओए, तो अलग ही डोम में चलेगा. ये पहली वाली हाइड्रो आर्कन वो आ गई. What the hell? ये क्या हो गया? स्टोरी पूरी चेंज. भाई वाटर ट्विस्ट, ये तो क्रेजी हो गया, ये तो कुछ और ही चल रहा है। ये ओ ये एक्चुअल फुरीना। Furina.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, actually,
you are not Furina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
मतलब death sentence इसको मिला है. And
why did you deceive us?
यही है culprit,
that wasn't my
real
goal,
culprit.
of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up.
Okay.
But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand?
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Furina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, So long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
फुरीना के लिए अभी बुरा लग रहा है भाई. फुरीना पे दया आ रही है अभी मुझे. Sorry. I came into contact with Furina's tear. If I remember correctly, tears often contain a being's strongest emotions. With sufficiently strong hydrosensitivity, I can form an emotional connection, just like I did with that oceanid at the Fountain of Lucine. Wait, could this be Furina's inner world? Furina, what is she doing on stage? Wait a moment, that probably isn't Furina. That's likely a reflection of her inner self. If I can directly speak to that self, I might be able to easily get what I wanted to know. I came here for answers. Either way, this opportunity is not to be missed. Let me try talking to her. भाई ये स्टोरी कहाँ से कहाँ चली गई? Purina.
Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules.
Come on, it's me.
All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance.
I don't see an audience here.
Oh, do
Just
not
let
jet.
the stage lights
Can you not
go
feel
off,
it?
please.
I am Focalor. The eyes of countless
That way I can
Fontanians
become
are
myself
upon
again.
me. I must, at all
Oh.
times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
दूसरी फुरीना भी बात कर रही है. Something's off. There's no getting through to her. Even in her heart of hearts, she's still playing the role of the Hydra-Archon. What sort of resolve must she have that even her inner self and subconsciousness would have such an impenetrable defense? I have to find the way. Light बंद करो, light. I know. Light बंद करो. उसने बोला
Dear
अभी.
audience, the performance
यार,
is
इनसे भी लड़ना
experiencing
पड़ेगा.
a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon
अरे
enough.
एक ही फाइट में चला गया वो. तू आते रे ब्रो. ओए बंद नहीं हुआ क्या वो? क्यों? क्लोज. तेरी. हाँ रुक, तेरे को बताता हूँ अभी.
Close your eyes.
गया, चल.
Hey, what gives? The
Okay.
audience is still watching me, you know.
So
Guards?
what?
Wait,
Guards
where
क्या
are
है?
the guards?
Guards के साथ तो फाइट कर रहा हूँ मैं. There you go. Now the real Furina will come into consciousness, and she will talk to us. That all the spotlights turned off the Furina's heart. They must have symbolized the eyes of the people on her. people on her. Okay. Speaking of which, I think I just received some sort of signal. Was that her true voice? Yes. A ticket. When did that end up here? Golden ticket of what? Seat? फिर से कोई ट्रायल चलेगा छोटू सा? Either way, looks like the show is about to begin. In that case, show me how you truly feel, Furina. Furina, go Furina. Furina, let's go Furina. Before a mirror, Furina. Scene 1. Oh yeah. अच्छा उसमें कोई और फुरीना दिखेगी ऐसा कुछ? वी
Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment.
जो भी नाम था इसका.
Mirror me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly.
Memory washed out.
The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
You truly are I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity.
ये जो पहले हुआ था वो वाली
If you can keep
चीज़
it
है.
up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy.
और मे भी ये चीज़ फिर से हो रही है.
But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But
this is the
I
curse.
promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
जो हुआ
A
अभी.
trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
Scene 2. Ascension speech Furina. Okay. अरे भागना, बैठा है क्या? इधर कहाँ है? अरे ये पता है सीट की तरफ जाना है. भाग भाग उधर भाग. What is this? भागना चाहिए ना इसको. भाग मोहतरमा. ठीक है, पहुंच ही गए. इधर दिखना चाहिए था हम बैठे हुए.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest,
Summon
I still
courage.
don't know. Ladies and gentlemen,
Good evening.
I'm
हाँ, इसका
sure
ये सब
you've all
तो पता है
heard about
अपने.
how I have taken on the role. In
Appear
truth,
honest.
I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice.
Close politely.
Once again, thank you all for this.
Okay.
I thought I might stammer, but
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-back puppet.
wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy, right?
अच्छा.
Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Furina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence.
बता अपना फिर से स्पीच दे. Okay, तो थोड़ी सी evil
Good, my people.
होना चाहिए
Only
था.
ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering
She
if
was
some
acting
weak
all the
puppet
time.
were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems you may consider. Now then.
समझ गया मैं,
So
समझ
that
गया.
was just a performance. How could
समझ
I
गया.
have forgotten that we were...
समझ गया.
It's quite shocking.
हम सब समझ गए. आगे बढ़ो.
Suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful. Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
Zorly with conviction.
My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, We have heard it said that this
ये
nation.
जरूरत नहीं सुनने की। हेलो कॉस्मिक भाई, कैसे हो? कहाँ थे इतने देर? अभी स्ट्रीम एंड करने का टाइम हो गया। Turn off the drama.
No, this won't work.
Okay.
They'll suspect me again.
हाँ समझ गया।
I must play the role that they want me to play. The scales may
ये वाला मैं skip कर रहा हूँ
be the
क्योंकि
prayer on our lips.
not that important, क्योंकि अपने को पूरा prophecy अभी पता है।
Worship. Let us light the. There is. So long as I.
हाँ पब्लिक खुश हो गई इसके एक्टिंग से, और अभी सबको लगने लग गया, मतलब उसी टाइम से जब से ये गॉड बनी है कि यही है हमारे रियल गॉड। अब सीन 3 ओपेरा हाउस फरीना। ये जस्टिस क्या बोलते हैं उसको, कौन सी तो जस्टिस उसने बोला था ना कि मैं हूँ जस्टिस की देवता समथिंग समथिंग। ओ अभी भाग रही है, थैंक यू सो मच। यहाँ पर समझेगा अभी रियल ट्रुथ।
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now. Was I not just at the opera house in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neverlet. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
She was by searching.
Dramatic and wondrous trial.
और अभी वही हुआ। Okay. क्या हाल? एकदम बढ़िया। आपके क्या हाल भाई? फुरीना का सच ढूंढ लिया हम लोग ने। वैसे तो पहले से ही पता था।
No need for fright.
ये तो समझ गए, सब फुरीना के माइंड का है। ये जब से गॉड बनी है तो उसके माइंड में तब से यही था कि मैं एक ऐसा ट्रायल ढूंढूं जो बहुत ड्रामेटिक है, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, जिससे ये छूट सके ये एक्टिंग वाले पार्ट से। और ऐसे ढूंढते ढूंढते इसको 500 साल हो गए।
I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. All right.
Non-voice. She was acting tough all this time, but she is very gentle for everyone. मतलब for herself at least. ठीक हो भाई। Good evening by the way and welcome to the stream of Genshin Impact.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, things.
I see. It's as I thought.
समझ गया। ये वाला पार्ट स्किप ही करना बेटर है।
Is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods.
Okay, तो ये सच बोलने वाली थी एदर को, लेकिन उसके पहले सब पकड़ा गया। पकड़ा नहीं गया, मतलब उसके पहले सब कोर्ट में आ गया। ये बोलने वाली थी सब कुछ भाई साहब। और ये चलो इवेंचुअली ये चीज अपने को पता चलनी ही थी कहीं ना कहीं से। तो
final, but it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of maybe this is fine.
अभी सीन 4 ओपेरा हाउस फरीना फिर से। अच्छा ये तो अभी वो होगा ना ट्रायल वाला।
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases.
नहीं है। ओके ये ढूंढ रही थी ना ऑल दिस टाइम कि वो वाला ट्रायल मिल जाए जिससे मैं ये एक्टिंग वाले फेस से निकल जाऊं।
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the institute.
ये नोवेलेट को इन्फॉर्म कर देती है एंड नोवेलेट सब हैंडल कर लेता।
I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end.
See, 500 साल हो गए थे। She was suffering for this.
Best to rest early today too.
ये शॉर्ट में भी बता सकते थे यार, तुमने इतना बड़ा क्यों बना दिया? ओपेरा हाउस फरीना सेम सीन 5। कितने सीन है? 8 सीन है। ये सर्च कर रही थी वही केस जो उसको एक्चुअल हाइड्रो आर्गन ने बताया था, जिस केस की वजह से तू छूट जाएगी। ये देखो ना डेज काउंट कर रखा है। नाइस भाई। ये छोटे छोटे एलिमेंट्स बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं ऐसे सब स्टोरीज में.
It's like a dream being able to speak with you up close. Like I've heard that the first.
समझ गया.
Are you crying?
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite
क्या
help
ही
being
रीजन
the
दिया है
god.
यार. पूरी ना यार, कैसी है तू? इतने लेम से रीजन कैसे दे सकती है?
So interminable.
भाई इसको तो पूरा टॉर्चर हो गया है ये चीज. प्रोफेसी कब सच होगी?
Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps
भाई बहुत
I
ज़्यादा
reached
सफर
it
किया
long
इसने.
ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far?
वही है ना, बेचारी किससे शेयर भी नहीं कर सकती थी.
Did so many investigations across the centuries. But there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way.
समझ गया. इनाजुमा आर्कन क्वेस्ट से पार्ट 3 से फाउंटेन आर्कन क्वेस्ट तक कितना टाइम लगेगा? इनाजुमा तो बहुत छोटा है, बहुत छोटा लगे भाई, बहुत छोटा है.
Farina,
सबसे छोटी
you
स्टोरी
don't
तो
have
मुझे
to
इनाजुमा
shoulder
का ही
this
लगा.
burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
That's my voice in this scene. From when we were within that giant magic box. Yes. This is great. I didn't think that this scene would replay in her inner world. Surely I'll find out what she wanted to tell me this time. Logically बोलूँ तो रुक जा भाई. देखो इनाजुमा तो बहुत छोटा क्वेस्ट है, ठीक है, वो बहुत इजीली तुम कवर अप कर लोगे, लेकिन फाउंटेन वाला पार्ट इज बहुत बड़ा और उसके बीच में वो डेजर्ट वाला पार्ट भी आता है, तो वो भी बहुत बड़ा ही है, लेकिन वो थोड़ा सा बोरिंग है. एक सेकेंड. हाँ सही है. मुझे लगा मैंने ऊपर नीचे कर दिया कुछ. इन दोनों के बीच में वो डेजर्ट वाला पार्ट भी आता है. सुमेरु इज टू वास्ट. हाँ भाई, सुमेरु करेक्ट. वो तो बहुत बड़ा स्टोरी है. उसके बाद फाउंटेन में आओगे तो फाउंटेन भी काइंड ऑफ बड़ा ही है. ऐसा समझ लो फाउंटेन का 30-35 आवर्स का स्टोरी है इन टोटल. एंड उससे भी लंबा तो इसका है, सुमेरु वाला है, वो कुछ 40 घंटा चलेगा ही इजीली. एंड इनाजुमा तो भाई पार्ट 3 पे हो ना तुम, अभी देखो मुश्किल से ना तुम्हें 5 घंटा लगेगा वो स्टोरी खत्म करने के लिए. ऐसा समझ लो अभी इनाजुमा अभी खत्म ही होने वाला है. वे पार्ट 3 पे हो तो पार्ट 4 पार्ट 5 ये 2 ही होंगे एज पर माई नॉलेज. ये 2 ही होने चाहिए, एक्ट 4 एक्ट 5. देन उसके बाद फिर सीधा सुमेरु में तुम ट्रांसफर कर दिए जाओगे. एंड बट सुमेरु इतना बोरिंग नहीं है, ज्यादा बोरिंग नहीं है, बट थोड़ा सा है, ठीक है. अगर तुम साइड क्वेस्ट कर रहे हो साइड बाय साइड तो फिर इट्स भाई एग्जॉस्टिंग. मत करना साइड क्वेस्ट, पहले स्टोरी कंप्लीट कर लेना स्किप करके अगर कर रहे हो तो, या फिर स्टोरी चाहिए देखना है तो स्टोरी देख लेना. Yes, we are continuing.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you?
सही बात है. If that's the
He's
case,
I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina, you shouldn't be selfish.
okay.
But what if it's really all right? Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it long and hard.
और वो ऑलमोस्ट बताने ही वाली थी, पर कोई ट्रिक्स है क्या प्रीमो फार्म के लिए? हाँ, छोटे छोटे मिशंस करो फटाफट, स्किप कर करके.
No, I have nothing to say.
अच्छा, ये नहीं बताती.
I am Farina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
ये नहीं बताती भाई साहब.
Fine.
फिर अकेली रह जाती फिर से एंड कोने में जाके कहीं रोती. भाई बहुत बड़ा बर्डन लेके चल रही थी ये फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट. स्टार्टिंग में तो इसको ठीक लगा रहेगा, लेकिन
Farina doesn't know the truth.
500 साल क्या हो जाता है?
You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along.
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it?
Whoa.
Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
Farina को मारेगी.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
अभी के लिए noob हूँ, बाद में देखेंगे.
Did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontanians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the oratories. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be
returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But
No,
what?
Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
रोले रोले दोनों रो बैठ के बेंडी ये सब इसका किया करा है
Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
हाँ सॉरी ये हाइड्रो ड्रैगन है ना
I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possess. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence. Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on, that should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
फाइट करेगा ये शायद इसके साथ मूवी कट सीन चल गई फाइट करेगा ये
The curtain call has come.
शायद
I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common.
नहीं फाइट करेगा यार इसमें फाइट नहीं होगी तो मजा नहीं आएगा
Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
ओ ये खुद जा रही है, आई गेस सो, डांस करके जाएगी। ओके दोनों साइड अभी ये खुद ही नाच रही है। And she is dead. इसने खुद का डेथ सेंटेंस लिखा। Primordial sea water. गई भाई। Thank you, Farina, for all you've done. From this moment on, please live happily as a human, just as I wish we could. Oh, Nulet, कर अपना काम कर। सबको ओशनेट बना दे फिर से, शायद।
I, Eudex Nuvelet, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
ओके, सबके बीच में वो सी वाटर डाल दिया। तो ये सब लोग ओशनेट बनेंगे या नहीं बनेंगे, ये तो मुझे क्वेश्चन मार्क आ गया अभी। और मे भी नहीं बनेंगे हैं? अच्छा ये वारका को क्या जरूरत है भाई बीच में बोलने की?
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Yes.
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
Yes,
but
something
since
just
we're all
happened.
still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Well,
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
it can be.
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the primordial sea from that creature. We should
Let's
seize the
go.
opportunity to pursue our quarry.
You obtained their power.
Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
You mean me?
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Okay. So guys, I am ending this stream here. ये फाइट हम लोग करेंगे कल के स्ट्रीम में। ओके वैसे तो कट सीन चल रहा है बट स्टिल ये फाइट और ये एक्सप्लोरेशन में करूंगा कल के स्ट्रीम में। डोंट यू थिंक गाइस कि हमें इसके घर में नहीं लड़ना? ओए अभी फाइट दे दिया। मैं एक बार सिर्फ लड़के देखूंगा।
I've already done my best to separate the power of the primordial sea from the wind. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source.
एक ही फटका मार पाया मैं इतने टाइम तो यहाँ से आ रही है।
I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together.
ओके भाई न्यूविलेट भी तो दो हमें। कहाँ पे रे? ओह पोर्टल बनाती है तेरी।
Let's light it up. Everybody stand back.
कहीं से भी निकलती है। वेल इसको हराना इजी है, कर तो सकते हैं। ये सिर्फ आ रही जा रही है, दैट्स इट। यही काम कर रही है बस। I'll go with this now. अरे
all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to
हाँ भाई
devour.
कहाँ से आ रहे हो?
Continue to trigger its
आजा
hostility.
आजा आजा.
Chance
ओए
will
इतना
present
बड़ा.
itself.
क्रिस्टल और वाटर का मिक्सचर है. कहाँ से आ रही है? यहाँ से. क्या लगी पोर्टल ओपन कर दिया अभी इसने. नहीं 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 नहीं. आइची कहाँ घुस गए हम लोग? वो. ओए तू क्या? कौन है रे तू? ये कहाँ घुसा दिया इसने? और डब स्टेप चल रहा है ऑन द बैकग्राउंड. कहना है अरे यार और डब स्टेप की आवाज बढ़ानी थी. एक सेकंड तुम लोग को सुनाई नहीं देगी. लेट मी. तुम लोग भी सुनो भाई डब स्टेप की आवाज. मजा आ रहा है भाई दबे आज.
Granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
मेरी पावर कहाँ से यूज करूँ लेवल है? तू तो है ही नहीं टीम में. और ना ही इधर है मेरे साथ. मुझे लगा. थंडर भाई एक्चुअली में थंडर मारा इसने या फिर उसका था. Please help here.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Close your eyes. Observe.
Let's go. कर सकते. अरे यार मैं अल्टीमेट यूज कर रहा था फिर से. पड़ी तेरे अंदर का एक भूत मर गया. Well, new light is here. Let him handle him. Let him handle that thing. अच्छा वो वाटर निकाल दिया इसके अंदर से. What the hell ये क्या हो रहा है? अच्छा पर ये है कौन? अच्छा तो कर दिया मैंने पर who is she? चाइल्ड को क्यों फेंका भाई? तू कौन है? अरे ये कौन थी?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
इसने बोला डिसाइबल मतलब हम और मास्टर का पेट मतलब पाइमॉन है.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right?
अच्छा चाइल्ड की बात कर
That she was the
भाई मुझे लगा मेरी बात कर रहे. मैं बोला ये अभी
I
अचानक क्या
simply
स्टोरी
did
में
not
ट्विस्ट
have
आ
anything
गया.
to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals.
Would take all the devouring now as a pet.
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him.
Hello, good
Sorry,
evening, Shubham.
I assumed you
Kaise ho,
did.
bro?
His name is
Chal
Sertology.
I am unfamiliar.
Huh.
Trouble with this name.
The master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing?
The Visionary.
Oh, that one we've heard. Rhine Doctor's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine-Daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you.
And after that,
such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
There's little to be surprised about Paimon. It is natural after all, the prophecy will surely come true. We knew this and accepted it.
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
अभी weapon pull कर रहा हूँ. करो करो. मैं ही
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne.
Congratulations, Shubham. Oh, actually हुआ ये चीज. Shoot. भाई साहब सब मर
Only
गए.
then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
भाई साहब इवेंचुअली ये सारी चीजें हो ही गई. कुछ नहीं बचा. ये तो वन पीस के वाटर 7 जैसा हो गया भाई. वो भी डूब जाता था हर कुछ सालों में, पर ये लोग तो जिंदा है.
Hey! Help! Over here!
नाविया. कुछ लोग जिंदा है मतलब. वो लोग भी ट्राई कर रहे हैं जिनको वो बचा सकते हैं, बचा रहे हैं. ओके है कुछ लोग हैं भाई जो जिंदा है. नहीं क्या ये? अच्छा वो शीप जो नीचे बन रही थी.
All hands, initiate emergency rescue!
Let's go! भाई इसके लिए प्रिपेयर्ड था भाई हर चीज से. नीचे शीट बना रहा था भाई.
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
तालिया भाई तालिया. नाइस स्टोरी भाई. चैनल लोगों चेंज किया. यस ब्रदर. कल ही किया. ब्लू बहुत हो गया था. अभी थोड़ा अलग लोगो. थोड़े टाइम के बाद मैं खुद डिज़ाइन करूँगा. ये तो अभी बस मुझे मिनिमल लोगो चाहिए था तो वो ही रखा है मैंने. जैसा मुझे चाहिए वो मेरे माइंड में है. थोड़े टाइम के बाद मतलब थोड़ा सब्सक्राइबर वगैरह बढ़ जाए एक टाइम के बाद चेंज कर दूँगा जैसा मुझे चाहिए, जैसा मेरे माइंड में जो डिज़ाइन है ना वो. अब पानी नीचे उतर रहा है. लेट्स गो. पीक एनिमेशन. यस लेकिन फाइट के साथ होता तो और बढ़िया लगता. हाँ प्रोफेसी में यही थोड़ी लिखा था कि पानी नीचे भी जाएगा. प्रोफेसी में सिर्फ लिखा था पानी ऊपर आएगा. भाई साहब एनिमेशन तो है बड़ा. मुझे ना अभी तो ह्यूमन हो गई. खुश हो जा. अब तेरे को नाटक करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Everyone is alive.
What is wrong?
क्या हो गया? सुहाना दिन. अरे यार स्क्रीनशॉट ले लेना चाहिए था इस पे. Never mind.
The Spina Divasula tax post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina Divasula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it. Skyship Winglet, booner brain of the Fontaine Research Institute.
ये फोटो किसने खींचा?
Disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his team.
BBS ने Schedule 1 खत्म कर दिया.
Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those
Sad
really
news.
Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
मेरे लिए भी sad था वो. They might have been real big shots from the start. We just didn't meet them in that capacity. अभी शेड्यूल 1 में खेलूंगा. अभी मैं सोच रहा हूँ उसको हाईलाइट में खेलूँ विथ कैमरा एंड सॉरी हाईलाइट में खेलूँ विथ कैमरा और ऑन स्ट्रीम खेलूँ. ऐसा मैं जरा
What do you
कंफ्यूजन में.
think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, the value for these big scoop Edwin's assistant Jurier
मतलब
and that's exactly
स्टोरी तो हो गया भाई.
this
जितना
time
फॉलो करना था पूरा स्टोरी फॉलो कर लिया. चैप्टर 5 एंडेड. गो टू द पॉइजन. फिर से ये अभी हम लोग करेंगे कल के स्ट्रीम में. ठीक है, आज हो गया बहुत लेट एंड हम लोग ने बहुत लंबा स्ट्रीम किया आज. तो कहाँ जाना है? पॉइजन की तरह यहाँ पे पॉइजन. अरे हाँ, अभी के लिए यहाँ पर रुक रहा हूँ मैं एंड स्ट्रीम एंड कर रहा हूँ बाय द वे. So yes guys, I meet you to the next stream.
Try to keep up.
Yeah.
I will meet you in the next stream. मेरी इंग्लिश खराब है. Don't mind me. अरे भाई ओ वारका, तेरे को खड़े रहना भी नहीं आता है क्या?
Yeah.
Yep. This is the end. कल पानी के अंदर वाला भी कुछ तो स्टोरी होना चाहिए था, बट अच्छी बात है कि नहीं है. उधर एक्सप्लोर करने में मेरी मौत आ जाती ब्रो. यस सो हाँ. सो यस गाइस, सो अभी कौन सा गेम खेलोगे अभी पता नहीं. अभी ये खत्म तो होने दो और 1-2 स्ट्रीम जाएगा मुझे लगता है. एक स्ट्रीम तो और जाएगा इसका. एक्ट 5 भी तो बचा है. नहीं सॉरी, एक्ट 6 भी तो बचा है इसका. वो भी तो खेलूंगा. वो शायद कल ही हम लोग कंप्लीट कर लेंगे. उसके बाद मैं बताऊंगा कौन सा गेम खेलना है. शेड्यूल 1 का मुझे बताओ बाय द वे कैसे खेलना है. ऑन स्ट्रीम खेलूँ या फिर ऑफलाइन हाईलाइट वीडियो बनाओ. लेकिन हाईलाइट वीडियो तभी आएंगे जब कैमरा आएगा. मतलब कैमरा तो है पर जब मेरा फेस रिवील होगा तब. वुदरिंग वेव्स नहीं वुदरिंग वेव्स अभी नहीं खेल रहा. अभी जरा बीच में 1-2 गेम्स गाचा गेम से ब्रेक लेना है. शेड्यूल 1 हाईलाइट्स पे खेलो. ओके डन ब्रदर. लेकिन हाईलाइट्स लेट ही आएंगे भाई. वीकली 1 या 2 एक वीडियो आएगा मुश्किल से. शायद देखते हैं अभी वो वाला सीन कैसे बैठता है वो देखते हैं. ठीक है, तो यस आज के लिए बस इतना ही करते हैं गाइस. मैं मिलता हूँ आप सभी से कल के स्ट्रीम. कल नहीं सॉरी, अगले स्ट्रीम में. कल पता नहीं मैं कर पाऊँगा या नहीं. सो लेट्स सी. मैंने अगर कल किया भी तो फिर कितने बजे कर पाऊँगा ये नहीं बता सकता मैं. सो सरप्राइज के लिए रेडी रहो, बस यही बोलूँगा. ओके गाइस, मिलते हैं कल के स्ट्रीम में. तब तक के लिए टाटा बाय बाय. कल हाँ मिलते हैं अगले वाले स्ट्रीम में. तब तक के लिए टाटा बाय बाय. गुड नाइट गेमर्स एंड कीप गेमिंग, कीप स्माइलिंग. कौन सा छोटा गेम खेलो? हाँ मैं बताऊंगा ना. मतलब बताऊंगा नहीं, मैं सीधा स्ट्रीम करूंगा. अमंग अस खेल लोगे?
Sure feels good to get away from my desk.
अमंग अस
Now where's a good spot for a nap?
बहुत लेट आए यार. स्ट्रीम खत्म होने के टाइम पे आए हो तुम. अमंग अस के लिए मेरे को बहुत सारे लोग चाहिए ना, उनके साथ ही तो खेल पाऊंगा. अदरवाइज नहीं। वैसे माइंड में है मेरे कुछ गेम्स, तो सीधा स्ट्रीम शेड्यूल करूँगा तब देख लेना गाइस। ओके बाय बाय, सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम, गुड नाइट।